A short update on the energies. November 27, 2014. And so it has come to pass that you have once more entered a new stage of this ever-unfolding process of rebirthing yourself and this planet, and as such we would once more like to congratulate you for the efforts that you have managed to put into this over the last few days. For they were nothing if not magnificent, and so, you have once again shifted up into the next turn of the spiral, if you will. For once again the horizon has expanded and you have managed to push through one of those corridors that in so many ways can be likened to the birth canal, and so, we venture to guess you can all in some sense feel how the restrictions seem to have lessened somewhat. You see, these restrictions are merely the equivalent of contractions, an energetic simile of it that is, one that helps to push you all forwards. And so, the light will once again increase and so too your abilities to breathe more freely. We hope this will become palpable to you all over the next few days, and even if the feeling of tenderness within your physical body may still be very much present for some of you, it too will soon begin to fade away as the energetic layers around you begin to calm down somewhat. As always, this too will be temporary, for this is also very much an ongoing process, but for now, we think you will all feel as if you have the chance to step back a little bit from it all and savor the small respite you will be given. We know that this will serve to elicit more than a few moans of despair from those of you still very much under the weather from this last giant push forwards, but again, you will all be more than ready to take that next decisive step once it is presented to you. And yes, these words will offer scant comfort to those already pushed almost to your very limits by this last round of added strain, but again, know that you are all constantly monitored, and so, we can say that you will be kept well away from crossing over that limit in any way. For even if it may feel as if your physical body is ready to call it quits at one stage or another during all of this, know that it is indeed far, far more advanced and indeed more resilient than you can perhaps envisage. And so, it will moan and groan and put up a lot of noise all the way through this, but it will not come apart. For it has been well prepared for this, and so too have you, and even if you have no recollection of it, you have both been well trained to take on energetic boosts that far surpass the ones you have recently taken on. And so we say know that all is well, and you are well on your way to complete this entire procedure. And what you have managed to complete now, is one of those giant leaps that will be held up as amongst the more major feats ever undertaken. Again it will be almost impossible for any of you to take in the full scope of this last and wondrous accomplishment just yet, and even if we may once again be duly admonished for repeating ourselves yet again, we would also like to say that that is indeed our task. Remember, you are the ones actually making all of this happen by allowing the interaction between these incoming energies and the wonder of your physical body to take place, while our task is to be on hand and to help you to better see the whole process from the outside. In other words, you can feel every second of this magical process in your very own physical vehicle, and overly so, we hear you say, but for us, we can only observe and comment and fill in some of the surrounding details that can help you to see further than the at times somewhat overwhelming physical reactions that all of this may cause. And so, we would once again like to extend our deepest gratitude on behalf of all of creation for the way that you continue to surge forward, and even if this forward motion sometimes comes from some rather intense energetic contractions, they would not have any effect at all unless you allowed yourself to be carried ahead on this at times seemingly endless stream of enlightened energy. For it is you who define the speed of this, for it is your yes that sets the pace, and even if you cannot stop the force of the light, you can to some extent slow it all down by digging in your heels and refuse to step ahead. But once more a sufficient number of you decided to set sail and let loose, and as such the forward momentum was greatly increased, and for that we cannot thank you enough. So again we say well done and well put, for your forward surge also helped to shift some very fundamental pieces into some new slots in this highly complex energetic structure, much like the way that enigma of what you call Rubik's Cube advances towards a completion. For now, the speed will once again pick up considerably, but for now, we venture to guess you will all feel the widening of your field in such a way, You will feel less restricted physically and more able to take a full breath of fresh air. And so, we will once again advise you all to take some time to tune into you and to feel the newness within in any way you can. It may not feel like much at first, but if you stay with it for a while, we think you will all hear the sound of a very new vibration within you, and it is one that once again heralds the new world in a very new way. The Constant Companions. Channeled by Asia North. asianorth.wordpress.com